Hi everyone! Did you just come back from the supermarket empty bottled? Let's see how you can purify your tap water with boiling method that is the simplest method to ensure harmful bacteria is killed. It's worth to point out that boiling water alone does not remove toxic chemicals such as pesticides, heavy metals and fluoride that can harm you in the long term. So it's best to filter the water first, even with a simple filter like I have here, to remove all the toxic chemicals from your water without actually breaking your piggy bank on expensive water filtration system. You might want to consider using Shungite Stones that are literally Mother Nature's filtration system. I will make a separate video about them in the future, so keep your heads up. Now pour the filtered water into a pot. Depending on your water drinking needs, you might choose bigger pot, but one that you can still lift when it's full of water. Also, it's best if your pot has a beak. In that way, you'll find it easier to pour the water into a different container when it's ready. Then you want to set the heat to high and cover with a lid to speed up the process of heating up the water. We need to bring the water to a full boil. We are not talking about the tiny bubbles that develop on the bottom of your pot. No, you need to see big bursting and continuous bubbles on the surface. That's called full boil. Once it's boiling hard, it's important to leave that lid up so that chlorine can evaporate. Also, don't worry if you forget about it and it boils for longer. You cannot boil water for too long. In the worst case scenario, you would basically end up with less water. It's the minimum time that counts. Once you're past those 5 minutes of full boil, it's safe to drink from that point. The interesting fact, in my opinion, is that water boiling point actually is different depending on your altitude. The higher you're up, the lower the boiling point. So someone at sea level would require just 1 minute of boiling because water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, but someone in the mountains might require more because water boils there at lower point. Therefore, 5 minutes is that safest bet. Once the water reaches room temperature, pour it into a clean container for storage, as long as it's not plastic, so that the toxic particles do not leach into your water. After boiling water, it remains safe to drink for approximately 24 hours. Actually, copper vessel is naturally antibacterial, so it keeps your water pure with additional minerals if you keep the water in the vessel overnight. More on that on a different video. The downside to boiling your water is that it removes the oxygen through evaporation process and the water ends up tasting flat. You can improve its quality by pouring it back and forth a few times between two containers. That way, the water will naturally trap more air and regain the good flavor. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully you have learned something and you will not die from thirst. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.